Hi guys, I'm T from Pilates Pro Maintenance. I'm here with Gratz today, and I'm just going to share a general tip on keeping the Gratz reformer up to date. One thing that most people miss out on and causes them a lot more service on the reformer is wiping down the tracks. Uh, every reformer should have its tracks wiped every week, at least once a week. Debris just falls from the air onto the tracks. Debris falls from the wheel onto the tracks. The grease that is inside the wheel starts coming out. All that stuff lands on the track, eventually makes your ride bumpier, and you'll start feeling differences on your reformer. To wipe down the track of the reformer and even the vinyl, we recommend a diluted, eco-friendly soap into water at a proportions of 1 to 10. And basically we spray the rag or paper towel that we're using and then wipe down either the vinyl track or frame. In this case, we're wiping down the frame and we're going to use paper towels. So we spray the paper towel. We wipe down the back end of the track. This one's pretty cleaned and it gets cleaned pretty often. There's a big chance that if you have not cleaned your tracks in a long time, that the grease that's on it may have been stuck. It gets stuck on it. It starts becoming physically attached to the track. You'll keep using the paper towel or the rag and notice that it just keeps coming out black or dark the whole time. What we recommend in that scenario, if it comes to a point where you're just not physically taking it off and it's kind of what we call a grease booger because it's stuck on and you could almost scrape it off. Maybe not scraping it was what we recommend, but adding degreaser. If you spray the degreaser onto a rag the same way we did with the water, it'll work the grease off a little bit more. In the worst case scenario I've seen possible, where there's just so much of it onto a track, we do place a cover on the floor, then we'll spray the track with the degreaser. But however, we won't let the degreaser sit on the track for more than like a minute or two, especially if you're using a degreaser with color in it. The color will actually stain the aluminum and it can damage the vinyl, the floor, or whatever you spray it on. Degreaser is very unforgiving. You don't want any degreaser on your vinyl, on directly on the wood handles or on the leather. So you want to get all those things out of your way if you are actually going to use the degreaser. And even then, try spraying the rag first. And worst case scenario, you leave spraying the actual equipment as your last result. Spraying the equipment actually gets grease or water or even the diluted soap into places where we don't want them. The Pilates vinyl is very porous and it actually seeps in all the liquid that you put on. So if you spray directly on it, you start damaging the foam that's under the vinyl a lot more. So we like to spray the rag or whatever we're cleaning with a lot more than the equipment. Once you've wiped down the back ends of the track, you will remove the handles and just bring them towards the back end of the reformer so you have some slack. You'll pull the straps out from behind the back wheels, remove your springs. You would just slide the reformer to the far end and repeat the process to the front end of the track. We'll just grab some diluted eco-friendly soap, some paper towels or some rags. We'll spray the paper towel or rags, and that is what we will use to wipe down the track. If this is done oftenly, there's no reason why you need the degreaser or why you would add more elbow grease. This one's done very often, and even then, look at what the paper towel looks like. You may not see it on the track, but there is a lot of stuff on the track, like I said, that falls on from just debris in the air. There you go. Let's keep our garbage bag close. Good. Once you've wiped down the entire carriage track, you can go on and wipe down the frame of the carriage, but where we've seen that most of the debris and dirt accumulates is behind the gears. So along with the track comes the track that's basically like behind the gears. And that's where a place that's pretty hard to get into, but that is where most of the debris in the reformer actually builds up. The way we clean that is we spray a little bit into that space behind the gears. We'll grab an entire paper towel or rag. We stuff it in there, and you want to slide it from the front end all the way to the back end. Before we do that, you want to keep in mind that debris is going to fall from this track onto the floor. So whatever surface is waiting for you at the bottom should be something that could withhold that dirt. What I usually use is put my garbage bag right underneath the back end. And when I slide that paper towel right through the gears, right, assuming I've taken this gear bar off, gear bars off, and once you slide the paper towel through the gears, anything that falls on the floor will basically just fall into that garbage bag. And most likely I'm just gonna dump the paper towel right into the garbage bag anyway, and everything is clean from behind the gears. Make sure it's nice and dry, and that'll be the only time you actually spray the equipment, because you can't fit many things back there. Once those parts are clean, you can clean where the kickstand to the foot bar lands on. That gets a lot of hair and debris back there. And again, you can just wipe that down with a piece of paper towel. It'll be very light fall, but you want to have something under it so anything that falls on the floor, it doesn't fall like on a carpet or on any other equipment. And you won't have to do an extra cleaning service once you're done with the reformer. Once you're done with that, just add your gear bar back on. Put your foot bar back down. You can put all your springs back. And the last thing you'll be wiping before you walk away from your reformer is the actual vinyl with the same diluted, eco-friendly soap. And again, we always spray the rag or the paper towel, not the vinyl. Make sure you have no fingerprints anywhere, especially if you did the wheel service and then you did a safety check. And this is the time where you really want to judge whether you kept it clean and organized the whole time, or whether you were just taking off wheels and putting them back on. And that is the full Gratz reformer service.